สวัสดีครับ Welcome to Walailak University Global Program. As normal, we on this program invite international scholars who visit Walailak University to share their views on various issues including teaching and learning, international research collaborations, and other joint activities between universities. And today we have Professor Dr. Marina Gruševaja, Vice Dean from the Wiesbaden Business School, RheinMain University of Applied Science, Germany. Thank you very much for joining us today, Professor. First of all, I would like you to, because I think people here might not be very familiar with your university, RheinMain University of Applied Science in Germany, and would like you to talk a little bit about your university, its strength and sort of a standing in Germany, policies to globalize universities, something along those lines.
Okay, so thank you very much for inviting me to Walailak University and also to talk about our collaboration. I'm from University of Applied Sciences. RheinMain University is a university which is located very close to Frankfurt, between two rivers, Rhine and Main. And we have a long history of teaching. So some of our faculties celebrated recently 80 years since the founding of the faculty, others 50 years. So we are we have quite long history of being an educational institution. We have around 12,000 students currently, and at my faculty I am Vice Dean of the Wiesbaden Business School, which is a business faculty of the University of Applied Sciences, and we have around 3,000 students. And we offer different degree programs, bachelor degree programs, master degree programs, and also the PhD program as well. Our university is very active in terms of internalization. It is, well, I don't know if you know, in Germany almost every town and city has one university, and we are very well known in our region. But we have some of the degree programs which are so attractive that students come also from other parts of Germany to study at Wiesbaden Business School. And internalization started at RheinMain University, and particularly at our faculty very early. We started in 1993 with the first degree program for international management, which includes 1 year experience abroad, 1 semester study abroad and 1 semester internship abroad, which is a mandatory part of the study. So the student cannot graduate without being 1 year abroad. From this time, when we established this program first, we introduced this first, we started to build a network of institutions of higher education around the world to give the opportunity to our students to go to other places. And usually we have an exchange agreements, which means that also students from other institutions, they came to Germany and they study at our university. Which means that the English language is very important for us because, well, to be global, to go to other places, the students have to have a very very good language level, so they could communicate easily and also can follow the lectures. And what of course very important is also to pass the exams.
Right. Yeah, we'll come back to some of these issues as you just mentioned, that you are here as a visiting professor attached, affiliated with the Walailak University International College. Are you here with your students as well?
No, this time I'm on my own, but next time I would like to come with my students.
So the students exchange program between the two universities have been going for some years, right? Between Walailak and RheinMain.
We signed our agreement last year, but we started already, well, we still on the very beginning, but we started already the exchange Some of our students came here from different faculties, not just from Wiesbaden Business School. And also I know that one of the students from Walailak University is going to start next week our winter semester, starting on Monday. So there is a student who is going to join us as an exchange student.
And you are here to teach a course on multinational enterprise administration. How do you find the interest among students here, multinational enterprise administration?
Well, I'm teaching here, I have been teaching for 3 weeks right now, and this is the International College. And International College, this is one of the courses of the program. And I think that is very important, because if we would like to educate leaders of the future, so we have to teach them and educate them in the global way, which means that multinational enterprises administration is not just the typical administration that we know from the local businesses, there's finance and marketing and maybe logistics, but the multinational enterprises, they face more challenges and they have more risks because they act globally. And they have to adapt to the local culture, to the local norms, but at the same time they have to be well in line with the headquarters. So I think it is a very challenging task, and well, I experienced my class as being very curious, very interested, also open-minded, and we had a lot of case studies to understand what challenges real life or real world bring with. So I think it was a very valuable experience for both sides, for them, but also for me.
Mm-hmm. Yes, very interesting. You mentioned early on about students at your university, RheinMain University. Before their graduation, they have to be placed at overseas institutions, overseas enterprise or university. And so, what countries are they been to? Have these people been to? Are they been to different European and other Asian countries, or?
Well, as we started with this internalization and with creation of the network of higher education institutions around the world very early, 1993, we have today around 100 partners in almost everywhere in the world. And our students, they have the choice to stay in Europe, because sometimes for some reasons, some health reasons, family reasons, or for financial reasons, they cannot go so far away. But we have many students who would like to go to, well, in the wide world, to go to Mexico, to Latin America, to Japan. We also offer Japanese language, so students, they learn Japanese for 2.5 years, and they go to Japanese universities to study Japanese. We have some partner universities in Australia, and recently we got also some of the partners in Africa. So I think our students are interested to go everywhere. But I would like to mention maybe that we noticed a trend that started maybe like 3 to 5 years ago. More and more students are interested to go to Asia.
Okay, that sounds very good. We are trying to promote that as well, but of course here, the main stumbling block for Thai students going overseas is financial. So it's a bit of an issue. So we are trying our best to get some financial support for the students. We see the importance, the benefits of students going overseas. It helps with their understanding, better understanding of the world. It's broadened their horizons and you know, as part of their growing up into their career. But the rationale for German students, is there anything different from what I just said regarding Thai students going overseas? I mean, anything special for German students?
No, I think we are pretty on the same page. And the same for the German students. Also for them it is a well, a big challenge to finance the study abroad. They cannot choose not to do this because it's mandatory. But there is a small difference maybe because we have in Europe other opportunities to help our students. We have different programs which offer scholarships. We have many different organizations. They're not always allocated with universities, but the students have opportunity to apply for scholarship for the study abroad for some of religious organizations. We have some social support organizations, but also we have, of course, Erasmus. You probably heard about this. It also helps if you have a special agreement with university. And we have our DAAD, which is the German Exchange Academic Service, which also helps the students if they would like to spend time at partner universities, because in Europe this international experience is considered of being a very, very important part of education, because it educates you not just in terms of the subject, but also in terms of personality.
And also, I'd like to explore this a bit further, because this is very extremely important, and the fact that RheinMain has been doing this for some years, and it is a requirement for students to undergo this. But what are some of the key benefits of sending students overseas? From your observations, the change in their way of thinking and their attitude, or what are some of the key things that you have observed that happen after the students being overseas?
It's a very good question, because I'm Vice Dean and I have administrative duties, but I also teach my students international economics. So, and I teach them before they go abroad, and I teach them the last semester when they come back and they are about to finish their study. And I notice very clearly the big difference between before and after. The students, they become more confident. So they are not so much afraid of being in an unknown environment, because they have learned to rely on themselves, and it is very valuable. They are also very open-minded, and they have more high acceptance for different culture. They also realize how good they have in living in Germany, because in other countries they see during the time how hard sometimes the life is, and they learn to appreciate what they have, which is also a very important issue. And what I think is the most important is this open-mindedness, and also the willingness after they finish the study to go in the world again, to travel, to search for work. Some of them would like to have a master's degree on the international university. So they really change in a very many ways, and it is visible. It's not just a say.
Yeah, you sum up really well, Dr. Marina. That's excellent, because I think we are on the same page, and internationalization of education these days is so important. But of course, capacity varies from one institution to another. And I'd like you to compare, because it's still a bit short time for you to be here, but long enough perhaps. Hopefully you can keep coming back to this university in the future. But little that you have experienced Thai society or maybe this university, I'd like you to compare a little bit about teaching in Germany and here. Teaching and learning, the student behavior, or you must have met other staff, teachers here, and you may have exchanged views on teaching. And what are some of the observations that you may have comparing teaching here and teaching in Germany?
Well, it's a very good question. I had, of course, the opportunity to talk to other teachers here, and I have quite long experience of teaching in Germany. Already before I came to our university, I was involved in teaching. And my observations are that the teaching methods are pretty similar. So we we as University of Applied Sciences, we always try to or to create the atmosphere that the students not just learn the theories, but they also have the opportunity to apply them. And I think that is a very important focus also for the teaching here at the Walailak University. So I think that is very similar. So we have in Germany in general a little bit more freedom that we offer to the students. So, but it's not a big difference, because usually students come to university because they would like to be educated, because they would like to have a professional career they are working for. And I think in these terms, there are not big differences.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And of course, related to, here we struggle with things like reductions of class sizes. At Walailak University in the past 8 or 9 years, we have got rid of big classroom teaching. We no longer teach students in a large lecture theater. Now students are divided into much smaller groups so that they can interact better with their teachers. So we have looked at some of the research done and all of that. So we have concluded that a small class teaching is the way to go, and that's what we have been doing. What is the situation in Germany?
Oh, that's an interesting question, because well, it depends on universities. We have in Germany still these two trends. Some of universities are going the same way as the Walailak University. They started to change the size of the group because of the interaction opportunities with the professor, with personal involvement, maybe a little bit of social control, because the students know each other much more better if the group is smaller. But we still have universities that have many students. So at my faculty, we have both. So we have for general lectures, like foundations in some of the disciplines, we have still big classes, because we say that the students have to follow and to understand the main concepts. But then we adjust or we give them the opportunity to exercise in the smaller groups. We focus on the practical applications of the theories which are promoted in the foundational classes. And then as far as they are more advanced in the later semesters during the study, and also for the master degree, all our master degrees, we have smaller groups as well, because I think that is very important. Because we say that the students, you can lose the students somewhere because the group is very big and not of them are very well organized by themselves. So I think, well, your approach is a very good one. We sometimes do not have the capacities to do so. And we are trying to, to organize us a little bit different way, offering both on one side, big groups for the general concepts, and then the praxis groups for application.
You mentioned earlier on, I'd like to go deeper into this issue of English proficiency among students, and also among staff teaching, using English to teach as well as a medium of instruction. What is the situation there here? I'd just like to mention briefly the situation in Thailand, particularly in Walailak University. We realize that people here realize that the higher English proficiency is very important. Like before they graduate, they should have on the CEFR scale, they should have at least B1, preferably B2 and higher. But the majority of our students here entering Walailak University with a very low English proficiency is only the majority of them have only A1 and A2 English proficiency. And then so it's very hard for us to then to try to get them to work on to improve their English proficiency. It's always a difficult task, because the basis on which they enter university is very low, so it becomes a bit of a struggle here. So what is the situation? What is do you have the requirement before they enter university that they must have the English proficiency at a particular level, or anyone can come in and then they can learn English later. What is the situation?
Yes, I understand the situation here in Walailak, because in Germany, I think, well, in general, the situation is a little bit different, because most of the students, they have English classes in school, so it is a must. So most of the students had the first connection with the English language at the school. We have, for the admission to some of the programs, we have very high requirements. For example, this international management program, the requirement is C1, because we start not in the first year, but from the second year, we start to offer classes in English taught by our professors. So
You mean at the entry level, they only
Yes.
have to have C1
Yes.
for some program?
For this one program,
Right.
they have to, because this program is a very particular one, because our students, they have to have the C1 proficiency when they enter the program, but they also have to choose in the first year the second foreign language. They can choose among 3 European languages like French, Spanish, Italian, and then, as I mentioned already before, also Japanese. And they have to, they learn 2.5 years, 5 semesters. They learn the second foreign language. So if the first wouldn't be good enough, it would be very difficult to get along well with the second foreign language. That's why for this program we have very high requests for the language or English proficiency. But for other degree programs we do not have. We suppose that, or we expect that people after finishing school would have the level at least B2. Some of them maybe have B1, but I know that in other degree programs where we mostly have German students, or also students with the parents that migrated to Germany, so we have like a second generation. So they all have, well, they struggle with English as well. So we are trying to introduce it more and more, but I know how challenging it is, because on one hand we want to educate them, and if they're not able to follow our lectures in English, so we change to German. But on the other hand, of course, we would like to push them towards getting better in English, because today the English is the international language. And if they are going to to work maybe in national companies, it's still very useful to at least to understand and to be able to communicate with someone in English.
And related to that, I guess I have to ask this question about the role of AI in teaching. Artificial intelligence.
Yes, the artificial intelligence is now is a very important topic now everywhere. So we all have, I think, some struggles with AI, because the students find out that is the easy way to make their life comfortable.
Yeah, very similar situation.
Yes. We are still experimenting with AI, because on one hand we do not want to prohibit it, because it is the skills the students will need in the future. We want to educate the future professionals. So they have to know how to deal with this, but we would like still to to have some control about the development. And most of all, we would like them to be very conscious about the risks that AI brings, that they do not rely completely on what AI is telling them. And they are not just happy because something is already done and they don't have to learn it anymore. I experienced this also in my class when we started, and I asked some of the questions like, what is globalization? And I could see that everybody get just the mobile and try to find it out. But then I created some of the case studies here in the class where it was not possible to use AI. And introduce some of the games. So I have this ball with the world on this, and I told them they have to come forward, and they cannot look up, so they have to respond without looking up. So you have to use some tricks to deal with this situation, but it is challenging for us as well. So, but I think it is a very important technology in the future. We also talked about the modern trends in the global business in one of the last sessions, and I think the students, they have to realize all the importance on one hand, but on the other hand also the risks, and they have to teach them somehow to be conscious about use AI.
Yes, absolutely. I think everyone talks about this, and no one has any clear idea about exactly which direction or in what way we should really, make use of this technological advancement, but we can't avoid it, absolutely. Now let me move to research collaborations. You've been working with Walailak University already, our staff visiting there, and are there any research projects going on between your university and Walailak?
Not yet. So we started our collaboration last year, as I mentioned already. I came here exactly 1 year ago. And we have many research topics in common, which we might develop in the future in terms of joint research. For example, we have very strong health economics, and our colleagues are very interested to work with your hospital and collect there. We had also already 2 students coming here as exchange students for this degree program. I talked just yesterday with the School of Management. We have some opportunities to collaborate in terms of research in marketing, or maybe also in tourism as a very important industry for the economic development of Thailand. So I think there are some of the possibilities for us, and we have to seize these opportunities in the future. The point is just that research is something very creative. We all have our theories in our heads, but we have to create something new ideas, new concepts, new theories, new developments. And to do so, the people have to know each other well. So I think we really need the personal contact. We need more communication between researchers. We need more meetings among them, because otherwise it's difficult that everybody is sitting just in his room on the other side of the world and conduct some research and then put the results together. I think it is better for all of us if we combine these efforts and we create another atmosphere in which the ideas could be born and the ideas could be developed and then also presented to the world.
In Southeast Asia, namely the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN, we have this, we call it ASEAN University Network Quality Assurance Framework. This is a collaboration among universities in this region. We want to work towards having a similar sort of standards when it comes to measuring the quality of programs, of institutions and other student experience and all of that. But I guess it's still in the early stage, even though, we agree, but I think in terms of implementation, it's still quite limiting. What happened in Europe? You also work on European integration. When it comes to integrations, among universities, what sort of situation, what sort of level at which the European university have integrated, in what way and what areas?
Okay. Well, we have, of course, to some extent, a common approach. The European Union in the past, because we have the common market. The common market means that we want the people, workers, employees, students to be able to go also to other European countries within European Union and to work there. For this reason, we had some of the harmonization issues in the past. So for now, all universities within the European Union, they have all this structure of bachelor and master. So that's all. The bachelor has to be between 3 or 4 years, and the master 1-2 years, so altogether 5 years. And the students can move after they graduate to other country with this graduation, with this certificate, bachelor or master. But we do not have as much harmonization as you have. We do not have common standards. The universities are having a very high autonomy. So they have this, they can decide, well, as a university, but also we as faculty, we can decide which kind of programs we would like to offer, and we also decide what kind of content we would like to promote. The advantage of this approach is that we are more flexible. For example, now the world is changing very fast, and we know that to stay well competitive with other universities, we have to offer something the students would like to learn. They are not interested in some standards programs because they can get the knowledge of this program today also online. But they're looking more for differences, and for this reason we are trying to implement in the programs subjects as future skills, for example, how to use the EA in a good way, what is entrepreneurship, how to start or to build and start up. So for this reason, we need this flexibility that we can decide what we're going to offer. And about the content of each subject, the professors, they have, all professors, they have absolute freedom. So if I would be assigned to teach the students international economics in some of the degree programs, it's up to me to decide what I consider as being particularly important. I can also decide on modes, how to collaborate with other professors. So it might be collaborative online international learning, it might be co-teaching, it might be some other forms. So it is my responsibility. Of course, it is necessary that we can assure the quality. We have also the quality management, but it's always located within the university and not outside the university. Not in Germany as total. The only one requirement is these 2 parts, bachelor and master, 2 degrees. But the content, how many semesters the program is going to last, what are the admission requirements, what is the content, and what are the methods of teaching, that's all very strongly decentralized and could be decided by professors themselves or by the faculty.
Okay, I think that's all we have time for today, Dr. Marina. Thank you so much for appearing on the program, and appreciate your time, and hope I can talk to you again when your next visit Walailak University. Thank you very much.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you very much.